Hello, Kitty. So today I was at the Harwinton Fair today. I went with the ladies from the Moonlit Witches, and I have a thing when I'm out in that area. I also see a lot of gravel on the ground and couldn't help it, but I found a rock which I cleaned up. I didn't want to take too much time explaining something, but I've read a couple books, one being Moby Dick. In that book, there is a passage where Herman Melville talks about, the whole thing is mostly about like an encyclopedia about whales and whaling, and does talk about if you go any place on the islands, there's all kinds of rock art and stuff. There's all kinds of carvings of whales, and I actually when I went out to the beaches and things, yes, I have found rocks carved in whales and seal shapes. Also, I did find a book a few years ago. I'm just gonna do something else for a visual, like that mammoth there, or mastodon. I did find a visual of, I have aphasia. Okay, so I did actually find a book that was written in the 17th century by I'm really screwing up here. That book was probably written in the 1800s by a historian, and he was interviewing Native Americans. And anyway, on the subject of rocks, the Native American was mentioning, why do I look at these rocks and I see the faces of gods in the rocks? And well, the white historian said, he just thought he had pareidolia, that he sees faces in clouds and stuff, and he just dismissed it. But this told me that the Native American was not aware of what his own ancestors had done. So, if you ask me about this one here, I'm just kind of wondering if it's like one of the cusps of a mastodon tooth, maybe one of the points was there. That's just my thinking. Okay, well, I'm just gonna put that aside. And this one, there's things I see I just don't talk about. I think I found that one, but you see, that's one of those open mouths, and I think that's a beaver or some kind of rodent. But see that piece of pyrite or mica? It's like the tooth, and ears back here. Okay, so this is what I found at the fairgrounds, and it was really dirty, and I washed it and I coated it with the artist medium. Sometimes I think when you look at things, you know how when you were learning poetry in school and they were saying, okay, we want you to analyze this poem, and sometimes you just want to read it as it is and just not have to analyze anything. I think sometimes I feel that way about these rocks, okay, these artifacts. You see, I'm holding it this way. Do you see there's a face along the right side? You see that brow? If I get it in certain light, there's a highlight. I actually kind of a dim light, as if you were sitting around a fire. So when I turned it this way, I kind of saw two faces along the left. One kind of encompassed the whole portion between my fingers. Then the other one was kind of like reverse of this. It's kind of hard to see it, but right now I kind of see that big face. This has like a lot of artwork in it. Okay, so if I lay it this way, there's that like resting animal, like a resting bear or something. Head there. Also turn that way. Resting bear. Turn it that way, like it's resting. It's almost like ears are like here, here, and here, and the nose is right there in the middle. I was finding a bunch of other things on that, but like I say, when you have so many things, it's like it's like fleeting. Do you see like an animal kind of this way? I saw a squirrel in there. Okay, maybe it was like, oh geez. And you can see the little cut marks and lines in that. It's almost too busy. And I will say, you know, it's kind of hard to see this right through the lens of the camera. There's a little human face, and he's got a headdress on, but right above my thumb, looking right. Something in there that feels like a bird. It also feels like, you know, because there's so many elements in this, it's like Frankenstein's monster. Like I can kind of see an animal in there. I turned it this way, and I think I saw, oh my gosh. It's like I feel like there's a bear in there with that piece of pyrite going right down its nose. I thought I'd seen a squirrel too. Okay, well, I didn't want to spend too much time on this. Like, there's also something else I understood that and certain lights face between there maybe. I heard where, so these look like teeth right there. These medicine men were supposed to have picked up rocks and read them, or spent time with them. It's kind of like scrying, and that's what I think this one is. Kind of, it's like there's a totem of things going on, like you see like a menagerie of animals. Yeah, it's something when there's too many things on one rock, it's kind of dizzying. And I would have to say, I do have a, I did kind of start off with a spirit guide that kind of showed me some of this stuff, but just admire it for what it is. I kind of like that sleeping bear. There he is, with his nose over here. All right, that's enough.